What's up, besties? So I know y'all been hearing about everything that's been going on with Hollywood and all of that, from Diddy's case to Kim Kardashian's case to Halle Bailey and her baby daddy and Skai Jackson and her baby daddy. Like, it's a whole bunch going on right now, and somebody got to talk about it. So that's what we're gonna do. But before we get into the video, if you don't know me, hello, my name is Jair. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share if you care. It'll bring more people to this channel and help me help you. So grab your snacks, grab your drinks, grab your blankets, whatever it is you need. Sit down and let's talk about it. So the series is going to be called Let's Talk About It Tuesdays, because we are going to be discussing all of the topics that are on my mind, or even on y'all's mind. If y'all comment something y'all want to talk about, I'll talk about it, whatever. Even if I don't know what it's about, I'll look it up and we can talk about it, whatever. But this is a safe space here, and we can feel free to give our opinions without judgment, okay? Because we all have our opinions, whether we feel they're right or wrong. We all have them, and we are all entitled to them. And we do not judge unless it's like super extreme. We might judge a little bit. But we want to create a space where everything is inviting and loving and engaging, and people can feel free to come here, watch my videos, and we feel like we're talking to each other like at a slumber party, you know? Like, it's me and you. We're here with each other. Yeah. So today's Let's Talk About It Tuesday topic is going to be Halle Bailey and DDG. And also we're going to talk about Skai Jackson and her baby daddy, because everybody getting a restraining order around here, okay? She said, you get a restraining order, you get a restraining order. Everybody is going to jail for DV right now. Usually I do a makeup series on my TikTok where I do like little makeup challenges. I really don't have an inspo for today. I'm really just gonna see like what the vibes are. I might just do an everyday look. Who knows? But we're just gonna get into it. I'm gonna link the products that I'm using. Well, I'm gonna link the products in my Amazon storefront down below in the description. My bad, y'all. I'm gonna link that in the description box if y'all want to try any of these products. They're amazing for beginners. But anyways, let's get into it. So Halle Bailey and DDG are right now just beefing, y'all. Like, they are beefing, and it's not good. So Halle Bailey has gone to get a restraining order on her baby daddy DDG. And honestly, a lot of people are saying that they seen this coming and all of that. But I didn't, honestly. I never seen this coming. You know, like, I know things get rough, but I always thought that they were gonna be at least amicable in the end and be able to get along for the sake of their child that they claim to love so much. Because if you love your kid and you want to do what's truly best for your kid, then you're going to figure out a way to work something out as to where both parents can be in that child's life. Like, you're not just going to try to say, forget it, I don't want you in his life or in their life anymore, even if you do care about them. Like, no, I don't want to do that. And I'm not saying that Halle Bailey or Skai Jackson are doing this in this case. I'm just saying I don't feel that taking the child away from the father, in Halle Bailey's case, we're only talking about Halle Bailey right now. In her case, I don't feel like it's fair to try to get custody. So in the documents, she requested 6 hours of visitation a week, supervised visitation at that. So not unsupervised visitation, supervised visitation for him and Halo for 6 hours a week. And I truly just think that is super extreme. Like, the restraining order I truly understand, but getting 6 hours a week to spend with your child is crazy. Like, I understand her not wanting him to be around her, but he's never done anything to harm their child, and she knows that he would never do anything to harm their child or put him in harm's way. Like, yes, he's immature. Yes, he probably doesn't think all the time, but when it comes to his child, I know he's going to put that kid first. He's not going to allow anything to ever happen to that child.
But like, is he good with changing diapers and doing all that? And not that men can't, but you know.
No, he's such an amazing dad. It's literally the sweetest thing in the world, because we've always wanted children. Like, we're young people, but you know when you just feel like when you're young, you're like, I know my life purpose. One of my life purposes is to be a parent. I've always felt that way since I was little. And he's also one of those people.
In the restraining order documents, Halle Bailey claimed that DDG slammed her face into a steering wheel and chipped her tooth, and also that they got into a wrestling match pretty much while she was buckling her son up in the back of the car. They started wrestling. Things started to go left. They started wrestling, and he ended up slamming her face on the steering wheel of the car. Now, pause. Something's not adding up a little bit, but maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I've seen this other YouTuber. She mentioned that in the documents, Halle Bailey said that she was fully in the back seat buckling up Halo in the car seat because she was giving him to DDG. However, how did you get up to the front of the car to get your face slammed in the steering wheel? I'm not saying she's lying. I just feel like they should probably clarify that, because that's going to be something that DDG probably comes back with. You know, like, she's saying I did this, but if this is saying that, how did I do this? You know? And then the YouTuber mentioned that she didn't have anything other than a chipped tooth. And that's true. She didn't have a busted lip. She didn't have like a bruise on her face or anything like that. Just a chipped tooth. So I don't know. Maybe she just, went down like that. But I don't know. I don't know how it happened. I wasn't there. So I can't say. I can't say what happened and what didn't happen. All I know is, if you said you guys were wrestling, that means you were in on it too. And that's my thing. Like, everybody tries to act like Halle Bailey is oh so innocent just because she played Ariel. And I'm not saying that she's not a good girl. I'm not saying that. But child, trust me, I've been in this situation before. I have a messy baby daddy. I have a baby daddy that truly hates me, like, to the depths of his soul for absolutely no reason. Him and his girlfriend jumped me. Literally. Like, a couple months after I had my son, they jumped me. Yeah, so I've been in this situation, and I had to choose how I wanted to handle the situation, because at the end of the day, it was about my child. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about him. It was about my child. And I've had situations where my baby daddy and his other baby mama, they have had DCFS cases on them, and the court still refused to grant me sole custody, and they still refused to give me a not a restraining order. I didn't want to get a restraining order. On them, but I wanted to press charges, and they really wouldn't let me do anything about it. But we figured out a way to arrange visitation. We figured out a way to come to an agreement, pretty much. Come to a mutual ground for our son at the end of the day. Is our relationship the best? Absolutely hell no. I still do not like that man. He's still, but like, I'm willing to work with him even though he harmed me for the sake of my child. I'm not saying that she should put herself in the situation to be around him. I'm just saying they could have arranged something else. Like, her mom, she was already dropping him off to his mom. So why couldn't you just keep doing that? Like, at a set schedule every week. You know, if you're going to do 50-50, why don't you just keep doing drop offs with his mother and call it that? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can work things out. You don't have to just completely X him out of the situation, because at the end of the day, that man loves his child and you can't deny that. Yes, he is immature and we may not agree with all of his antics or whatever, but he loves his kid, and we can't deny that. We can't deny that he loves his child, and I hate to see Halo suffer, or any child suffer, because of his parents, like the stupidity of his parents. And I'm not even going to go there on the I told you so with these, because a lot of people are doing that. But at the end of the day, you can tell anybody anything, but they got to see for themselves at the end of the day. Everybody's going to make their own choices, and everybody has to live with those choices. And I completely understand her frustration. I completely understand her hurt. I understand how she feels, because I've been in that situation. I've been there. I'm still going through it. But at the end of the day, you have to be the bigger person. Taking that child away from that man is not okay. It's not okay. And then I just don't like how everybody is on the internet celebrating this. Like, I seen a tweet of a girl saying, like, oh, it's good that Halle Bailey got a restraining order on DDG and took him away from Halo, or took Halo away from him, because a dad is a privilege, not a right, or something like that. And I was just like, what? Is this what this world has come to? Is this what we have come to as thoughts of, as humans, like as mothers? Is this what the world has come to? Because I'm not understanding it. I'm truly not getting it. It is not I mean, yes, it is a privilege to have both of your parents in your life. However, it's also a right. Like, what do you mean it's not a right? You know, like, both parents share a very important part of a child's upbringing. And Halo is the only one truly that's going to be affected with this in the long run. Yes, this might be traumatizing. Yes, this might be a lot for Halle, and my heart goes out to her, honestly. Like, nobody should have to deal with this at the end of the day. Nobody should have to deal with this with their child's parent at the end of the day. Like, it sucks having a sucky baby mama or baby daddy. Like, I hate that word, but it just is what it is. It truly does suck. And if you don't know how to put your pride aside for the sake of your child, like, you can just call it quits at the end. Just give it up. So I want to talk about the abuse allegations for a second, because I know y'all gonna be like, oh, you're supporting an abuser, this and that, all of that. And no, that's not what it is at all. At all. I truly I support everything that she's doing on the end of getting the restraining order for herself and all of that, because I do believe that he broke her ring door camera. I do believe that's something that he would do. I do believe that he sent her them pictures about what she been on in her bed. I mean, she showed proof of that. We seen that. We know that happened. So, but I don't really believe the context behind that. Like, he just snuck into her house. Like, the thing was, he was asking her to open the door because he was trying to drop Halo off. And I'm thinking she told him a way to get in, because ain't no way that man just got into your house. Like, there's no way. There's no freaking way that man just got into your house. with no will. Like, you being the celebrity that you are, I'm sure you have some security. I'm sure you have like security measures regardless. So I'm not sure if I completely believe the whole thing about him just sneaking into her house and all of that and sending her the pictures. Now, him sending her the pictures about what she been on in her bed and stuff like that, that was a little wild. Like, I will agree with that. That was a little off-putting, because why are you in my business? We're not together anymore, sir. Like, going about your business, please. So I get that part. I completely get that part. However, I don't believe he just like snuck into the house. But I truly do support her in getting the restraining order on DDG and all of that, because at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do to protect your safety. If you're not feeling safe, if you feel that the situation is just getting out of hand, do what you have to do. Like, do what you have to do. You can't tell anybody how to feel, what to feel, or nothing like that. You really can't. And if she feels unsafe, she has every right to go get a restraining order, for sure. But my thing is her getting sole custody. And the fact that a judge even granted this is crazy. Like, the experience that I had in custody court with my judge was so dismissive with me. He didn't listen to any of my concerns about my safety or my son's safety. The girl didn't like me at all. So I knew she was probably not being good to my son. The judge didn't care. He didn't want to hear it. Like, he just thought we were being immature and we needed to figure it out. But we did. Even though we still don't get along, we still figure it out at the end of the day. And I know that she only has the sole custody up until their hearing in June, but that's a whole month away. That's a whole month where he's only getting his child to see his child for 6 hours a week, with supervision at that. You can't even take him nowhere. You can't be alone with him. Like, that's bogus. I feel like I don't think he's ever put Halo in harm's way. And I feel like she does maybe try to control a lot, because how come he can't make decisions for his own child? Because at the end of the day, that's his child too. It's his son too. And that's what everybody forgets. That's what annoys me about everybody. That's his son too. And he should be allowed to make decisions for his son as well. She should not be the only one making decisions for that baby. And if that's the way she wants it, I'm sure after a couple weeks or a couple months of doing it on her own, she's going to see like, okay, this ain't it. Because it's not fun being a single parent. It's not. It's not fun having to do everything yourself. It's not fun having to always constantly fight with your other co-parent. It's not fun. It's not fun for anybody in the situation, and it's surely not fun for the child in any way. So I just feel like they need to work something out where he can see his child, be able to make decisions for his child, because he has those rights as his father. At the end of the day, he is his father and he wants to be there. A lot of people don't have that. And not saying, oh, she should just shut up and be grateful, because that's, don't even put words in my mouth. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying that she should think about things a little bit more. I think she should reevaluate the situation. Yes, it may be dangerous for her, but it's not dangerous for Halo. At the end of the day, he's in the care of people who absolutely love and adore him and would never do anything to harm him. And she knows that. She knows that. I think right now she's just upset. And why she chose to do it now, I'm really confused about. Because, honey, you had all this time to file. this restraining order, when these things were happening? Why didn't you do it then? That's what I'm not understanding. Why did you not do it then? Why are you just now coming out of the woodworks with all of this stuff? And I understand if he did it, he did it. Like, it's not, I'm not saying he's right in whatever he did at all. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, why wait until now? Like, you've had so many opportunities where you could have been like, y'all, this is what he's doing. This is how things are going. Y'all think he's this, this, and that, but this is what's going on. He's doing this, this, and that to me. Like, so many people have been trashing his name. There could have been so many opportunities where she could have been like, basically stood up for herself, even against his fans. Like, some of his fans are trashing her a little bit because it's just kind of like they want to be on his side, and I understand that. But for him, I'm going to say this, for him to condone that as for her, as the father of her child, and for somebody who says that he loved her, for him to condone anybody talking bad on her or speaking down on her, it's a big no. That's a big no. And I do not support that at all. That is horrible. And that's not okay. It's not okay in any way, shape, or form. And that's why I say he's immature, but I don't think he's an abuser. Mentally, maybe. Emotionally, sure. But I don't think he's just going to be dumb enough to beat that girl. Like, just for no reason. Like, he's just getting so upset that he beat her. Because they were together for a few years. And she never mentioned anything before this year happening, before the breakup happening. So I don't think he's just some abusive person. Personally, I do not believe that. In my heart of hearts, I don't believe that DDG is just some abusive person. Because if that was the case, I don't think she would have stayed with him in the first place. Yeah, she may have been like, a little gully to have his baby, but we all make mistakes, whatever. She thought she was in love. Like, she thought she was in love. She thought that things were going to work out. She thought that she can look past the things that she's seen as red flags and make them into maybe yellow or, green, She wanted to see the good in him. And we've all been there. So there's no judgment to her on that at all. Like, no judgment to her at all. I commend her for standing up and leaving, because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't leave. A lot of people just stick it out and take it. But no, she left. She left. And I really do commend her for that. However, trying to make it out as he is this abusive, physically abusive person, no. Like, don't add stuff in that's not true. If it's not true, don't do that. I don't support that. That's what I don't support. And I pray, I truly, truly, truly pray that he was not physically abusive to her. But I do think they got into an argument and maybe things got heated. And, you know how us girls be when we get into the heat of the moment. You're doing something that, or you're reacting a certain way that we don't want you to react. And we get in our feelings and we start going off. And I feel like it was a situation, the whole abuse, the whole chipping her tooth thing. I feel like that was a situation where they both got heated in the moment. Is how it sounds to me. They both got heated in the moment and things just got out of hand. But I do feel like she was the one who initiated the hitting and, stuff like that. And he maybe had to grab her up. And that's why she got the bruises on her arms, because, he was probably grabbing her up to stop hitting him or to stop attacking him or whatever. I truly still don't know how she got to the front seat or how they got up there, but that's another story for a different day, I guess. We just gonna have to figure that out later. But I wanted to speak on that because everybody's out here celebrating the demise of this man, and I don't like it. Like, I know that he is super annoying. He is. I don't like him. I don't like DDG. Let me get that straight, clear right now. I do not like DDG. I don't. But what I'm not going to do is sit back and allow the world to lie on somebody if it's not, or not even lie. I'm not going to sit back and allow people to talk bad on this man and make it seem like this is something that it might not even be. You know, that's my thing. I don't want that to happen. And I don't think he's physically abusive. Like, it just doesn't add up to me. It does not add up to me. And I don't think anybody's really thinking about these things. Halle said herself, she can get passionate.
Just attachment style. Everybody knows I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. I get very passionate. I seem nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words, everything. I'm good at that, right? And if I gotta yell or check anyone, that's what I gotta do. That's just the way I be.
She can get very passionate, and I understand. We're women. We are passionate. We're passionate beings, period, point blank. That's who we are at our center, at our core. So I understand that completely. However, I don't think the full story is being told, and it's very strategically not being told because she is filming a movie. She has things coming out. Also, she's Ariel, the Disney princess. So, of course they don't want her image to look like it's something that they don't want it to be, pretty much. Like, of course they're going to do everything that they possibly can to clean up her image and keep things of her business out of the public. I do feel like it's DDG's fault that their business is in the public because he's the one who brings everything to social media. Like, some things have to just stay off of the internet. And I feel like if he agrees to just keep Halo off of the internet, then she'll allow him to have his time with him. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's what it is. But I don't agree about everybody just celebrating his demise because at the end of the day, a child is kind of going without their father. A child is missing out on that. Not only just a child, a little boy is missing out on that with his father. And boys need their fathers more than anything. So it's just a sad situation all around. And I really do hope and pray that they can figure it out and that they put their pride aside for the sake of Halo, because this fight is not pretty. Fighting this fight is not pretty, and he's caught in the middle of it. And I just hope that they think about him at the end of the day. They just have to think about Halo and his well-being at the end of the day. Oh, and then the whole situation of her getting in the car with him after they had this heated fight, that I didn't understand. Because why are you going with him after he just abused you and told you to get out of his car? Why are you going with him instead of going back into your home? Especially if you didn't feel safe. You literally could have just called the police. All you had to do was call the police if you didn't feel safe. And things could have been escalated right then and there. Right then and there when that situation happened. And mind you, she said this happened in January. So I'm just confused. Why wait until now? Why do that? That just didn't make sense to me. That doesn't really make sense to me. But you never know what she's thinking. She might want to protect him, So I don't know. I don't know. But I wouldn't wait. I didn't wait because this happened to me. I did not wait. I went the next day to the police station and made a report. Okay, I didn't wait, but she waited. But anyways, so she said she got into the car with him after her son was already buckled into the seatbelt. Mind you, he was already buckled in because the fight happened after she buckled him in. If you don't remember, the fight happened after she buckled him in, and she then they then got to tussling and all of that. But then she proceeded to get into the car, and in the document she said that he told her to get out of his car. B. So if he's telling you to get out of his car and he cursing at you, why would you proceed to get into his car after y'all just had a fight? He's yelling at you. Things are getting heated. They already got physical. Why did you proceed to get into the car? She said she felt like it wasn't safe to leave Halo with him at that moment. However, if it wasn't safe to leave Halo with him, don't send him. Call the police. That's all you got to do. Call the police. So that part right there, I really didn't understand. But I don't know. To each their own. You never know what you're going to do in certain situations. So I don't know on that. Do with that what you will. So let's get into Skai and Yerky Jerky. Allegedly, Skai Jackson's boyfriend, Yerky Jerky, who just got out of jail, mind you. Just got out of jail. I know y'all been hearing everything about him, so I ain't even going to go into detail with all of that. But Yerky Jerky has officially had a restraining order filed on him by his baby mama, Skai Jackson. And y'all, this ish is just getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Like, what is up with our girls? What is up? First Keke Palmer, then Halle Bailey, now Skai Jackson, and it's all the good girls. Like, it's only the good girls. You think that the ones who are overtly sexual or like just, out there with their bodies and stuff like that, these are not my thoughts. I'm saying society wise, usually it's the girl who's promiscuous. I'm saying that is the one who people think is out there doing all of this. No, but it's only been the good girls. Those are top 3 good girls in Hollywood, and they're all getting played by these men, like these horrible, horrible, horrible men, and I don't understand it. I truly don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand because it's just like, I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta focus. But yeah, so like, it's only been the good girls, and I don't understand. I truly don't understand. So Skai Jackson alleges that Yerky Jerky held her at knife point and made her walk outside to the car while she was pregnant, mind you. He held her at knife point and threatened to stab her in the stomach if she didn't do what he told her to do. And then he allegedly told her to drink bleach while she was pregnant to get an abortion and kill the baby. Wild. And also, he slammed her head into the car door while she was holding her son. So it's just a lot going on with these Disney stars right now. Like, I mean, technically Keke Palmer isn't technically a Disney star. She's just a star. However, our good girls are getting played real bad out here. It's been real bad for the girls, y'all. It's just been real bad for the girls. And I'm not understanding. Now, with Skai Jackson, I feel like hers was the most shocking with her getting with somebody like that, because the good girl always likes the bad boy, yeah, but I don't know, she just didn't seem like the type. She just didn't seem like that type to be like that. She seemed like she had her head on straight. She seemed like she knew what she was doing at the end of the day. And it's just sad to see. It's just really sad to see. But she had all the signs. She had every single sign. Like, they say she met him in jail while he was in jail, but I don't know if that's true. I believe she said she met him online or something like that. And even then, it's just like, girl, you meet online, you should already know. No. And you're a Disney star. Like, so many people would be dying to date you, but you picked that one. And I know it sucks for her because she's just like, everybody's judging her, everybody's pretty much like making fun of her, and she's trying to save face, but it's hard. It's hard because who wants to constantly be laughed at because of their baby daddy? Like, be for real. Be so for real. Who wants that? Nobody. Nobody wants that. That's embarrassing as fuck. Like, I truly do feel bad for her because she's in the public eye and there's no hiding her mistakes. She's not allowed to make mistakes like everybody else did. She's not allowed to go through things like everybody else did because everybody has a microscope on her life and everybody's judging her constantly. And it sucks. But that's the life she signed up for. That's the life she chose. She knew what came with that life. She knew what dating this boy would do to her reputation. But she probably was another one who thought, oh, he's not going to do that to me. I am who I am. He knows who I am. You know, anybody would be lucky to date me. And she's right. The horrible thing about that is she's completely right. However, he doesn't care. And she missed that part. She missed the part where he don't give a F. Like, she completely missed that. And I truly think that in these situations that these girls are in, a lot of reevaluation needs to be done. And I say that as a person who's been in their situation. A lot of reevaluation needs to be done to make sure this doesn't happen again. Because their children deserve to see them with people who love them. They deserve to see their mothers being loved on at all times. They deserve the absolute best. And it's sad that their fathers are not choosing to give that to them. That's the whole sad part about this situation, is that their fathers are choosing not to give it to them. And I just feel bad for the kids in all of these situations because, like I said before, they're the ones who suffer for real in this. Like, the parents, yeah, they have their feelings, but these kids didn't ask to be here. At the end of the day, these kids never asked to be here. So for them to be selfish is not fair. It's not fair to the children at all. And I just truly hope that these people can really see what it is that they're doing and know that there's better solutions, there's better ways. Like, it don't have to be like that. Because Skai, she's seen the signs. She knew the signs. But it was just like oh, we always think we can change them and stuff like that. No. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. Believe them the first time. Like, start believing people the first time. Because a person can only show you who they are so many times before they start really showing you who they are. Like, you may think they will never hurt you. You may think they'll never do anything to you. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Trust me. And I heard Yucky, he got other kids too. So Skai Jackson not even his first baby mama. I don't know how true that is. I never really cared to fact check it because he's just, oof, child. I never really cared to fact check it. But if you know, comment down below. This has been such a such an interesting 2025 so far. Just an interesting past couple of weeks, to be honest. Like, everybody coming out the woodworks with stuff. And Diddy's trial is going on right now. So it's just a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And I be trying to cover everything. Like, I really, really do. But it's hard to keep up. It's so hard to keep up because these people got so much going on. Y'all, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to really try my best to keep up with everything for y'all, because Hollywood is really Hollywooding right now. They are really Hollywooding right now. And I don't know everything that's going to happen with these situations. I just pray that these people work this stuff out, because their children need them at the end of the day. Their children need them. Their family needs them. I'm pretty sure Skai Jackson's baby is only like a couple months old, like maybe like 3-4 months old, maybe. And then she was just online wishing Yerky a happy birthday. Like, how wild is that? You wish this man a happy birthday, and then a couple days later, now you got a restraining order out on him. Like, that was fast. That was fast. And I'm trying to keep up, but they's really doing the do out here, y'all. Hollywood is Hollywooding. But you already know I'm going to get the tea, so I'm going to keep y'all updated as much as I can. I'm going to finish my face off camera because it's just easier and I can go way quicker finishing off camera. I'll be right back. Hold on. I know I said I was going to finish my face off camera, but I just had some more thoughts on the Halle Bailey and DDG problem. Like, I just feel like everybody is automatically taking Halle Bailey's side because they feel like, oh, she's a good girl, she's innocent, he's an abuser. Because of their images, it's so easy to assume one thing over another. And I just want people to, like, think with a clear mind, not no bias or anything like that. Forget everything else. Forget about how you don't like DDG, because I don't like DDG either, okay? Like, I'm not his biggest fan. I'm not even a fan. But I'm not gonna sit back and stand for the slander of somebody if we don't even have the full story, okay? And then it's just like everybody expects him to sit back and shut up and not defend his name, when it's just like, if somebody was making you look a certain type of way and you know, like, that's not the truth, that's not exactly how it is, wouldn't you want to defend yourself too? That's what I'm not understanding about all of this. Because protect women, yes, let's protect our women, but we still have not heard his side. I'm not saying that he's innocent, but I'm not saying that she's innocent either. Like, nobody is innocent. Y'all know how it gets in relationships, so I don't even know why y'all, like, questioning if there's a possibility that she could have a hand in this, you know? All right, y'all, so I'm back. I've officially finished my face and I did my lashes. I just used these individual lashes from iShine. I have a video on my TikTok if you want to go check that out, or I will before this video is posted. So if you want to go check that out, go right ahead. But yeah, and moral of the story, I really just think this is a trauma response. I don't know what it is about Halle Bailey, but she did say something. She mentioned something about not being able to be without her baby, like while she's shooting the movie. She said she has to be near Halo at all times.
I love my baby so much. I need him with me in order to function, in order to be able to do the scenes and everything. So he's been out here with me majority of the time. But this week, and I go home on the weekends. But this week I had a lighter week. and I'm going home tomorrow. So I got here last night and I'm going home tomorrow. So I was like, let me try to test myself and see if I can be without him for a day and leave him, let him and his daddy have daddy and son time. And you guys, I miss him so much. But everybody knows Moo's the best daddy to him, but I miss him so much. Yesterday on the plane, I was crying, and I went to, you know, the little airport stores. I bought a teddy bear, and I was like clutching it to my chest. I bought a Build-A-Bear and a blanket, and I was clutching it to my chest, literally on the plane last night, crying to not feel like miserable without him. I just
pretty much like in between takes and all of that, like she can't really be away from him. And honestly, I feel like that's a little unhealthy, because as a new mom, you have to take some time away from your child sometimes, because your whole life can't just be that child. And I understand she travels a lot, she does a lot. Being who she is and living the life that she lives is a lot. So I completely understand her not really wanting to be away from her child, because I've worked on movie sets before. They're long hours. Like, I'm literally in the film industry, so it's long hours. It's not just some one and done type of thing. So I understand being away from your child can be really hurtful, because you have to do it so much. And it hurts. It really does hurt. But at the end of the day, she has to learn how to let go, because this situation, I feel like, has caused her to kind of revert and respond in a traumatic way instead of thinking clearly about the situation. Because I responded in a traumatic way. I know how I felt in those moments, and then wishing that he understood how I felt, and he just didn't. So I already know how that is when someone just doesn't want to do what they're supposed to do, or act how they're supposed to act. Like when somebody is super immature, having an immature baby daddy sucks. Like it truly, truly does. And I wouldn't wish it on anybody, truly, because it sucks. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to figure it out for their son. They're going to have to figure it out for their son. They're going to have to work something out as to where he'll be able to see his son in Halle and DDG's case. Now, in Sky Jackson's case, I 100% agree with that girl keeping that child away from that boy, because he's proven time and time again that he's dangerous and reckless. He's been to jail multiple times, and he dogged her out on the internet multiple times, and he's proven time and time again that he does not like her. And the things in the restraining order that she's saying that he did, that's proof right there that he does not like that baby, and he never wanted it, and he never wanted to be with her either. So that right there, I completely agree with, if she wanted to keep the baby away from him, because he doesn't want to be a dad. He hasn't been a dad. Like, let's be for real. That boy just got out of jail. And then she on here wishing him a happy birthday, talking about thanks for being an amazing dad to Kasai. Ma'am, he don't like you, and he don't like that baby. He don't. He don't even like his own other kids. Like, I heard he don't even take care of his other kids. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know. We as women, I get we make our mistakes. I just hope that they learn. I hope that they learn. I truly hope that they learn their lesson from this. That's all. That's it. That's all I can say about it. I just hope that they learn their lesson, because this is not something fun to go through. Nobody wants to be bickering and arguing with the other parent of their child. You know, like, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to be going through that. And it's annoying. It's truly just annoying. And I just truly pray that these girls get it together and use their brains a little bit. I'm not judging them because, like I said, I've been there, I've been through it, and a lot of people go through it. I'm just personally saying something along the lines of mediation needs to happen with Halle and DDG. And for Skai, I heard that, well, not heard. It was a Facebook post when I found out about her getting the restraining order on her baby daddy. I seen a Facebook post that said Skai might be trauma bonding with her baby daddy because he looks just like Cameron Boyce. And maybe they had a thing when they was younger. Who knows? Who knows? But she really did love Cameron. We know that they had a great friendship. They are like siblings as far as we knew. Could have been something more, who knows? But everybody knows that they had a great relationship. So I seen something online saying that she could be trauma bonding with her baby daddy because he looks just like Cameron Boyce. And that completely makes sense to me. Like the trauma of losing one of your closest friends, especially when you're so young, like you never know how that affects you. And her baby daddy do look just like Cameron Boyce, like the red-headed freckled boy. Even though Cameron Boyce's hair was black, you get what I'm saying. Like he still had that freckled ginger vibe going for him that really just kind of it made him seem like a ginger. But what I'm trying to say is it could definitely be a trauma response. Definitely be a trauma response, and I just hope and pray that she learned her lesson. Halle learned her lesson. DDG learns his lesson for sure. I hope this is a wake up call for him because I know he don't want to be away from his child. Like that sucks. I want that as a person who actually loves their child and wants to be in their lives, for you to not be able to do that, I know that has to hurt. I know that has to be so hurtful to him personally. And maybe that's why she's doing it. Maybe that's why she's doing it. I don't really think she's like being spiteful or vindictive on purpose. Let me say that. I don't think she's being spiteful or vindictive on purpose. I think it's just coming off that way because emotions are super high right now. So everything that she's feeling, everything that he's feeling, it's all just coming to a head right now. And she's thinking as a mother, she's trying to do what's best for her child, but she also is feeling as a human and as somebody who used to love DDG. You know, they were in a 2-year relationship, 2.5 years, whatever, however long they were together. They were together for a couple years. And when you build a bond with the person for that long, and you get so close to them and things end, and especially when you have a child with that person, like it really is hurtful. It truly is hurtful. I know because I've experienced it. I've been there. I felt it. And I just want them to think a little more clearly with these situations. I pray that they are able to get through them and that the kids don't suffer any more than they have to. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's about the children. And that's what the children need, both their parents. However, they only need both of their parents if their parents are good to them. And DDG, Halle has said time and time again that DDG is a good father. She has never knocked him on being a father. So at the end of the day, she knows that he's a good father. We know that he's a good father. I think that they will be able to work something out, but I think that he needs to stop all the social media stuff. She's being quiet for a reason. He needs to be quiet too. And I'm not telling him to be quiet because he doesn't need to say anything. I'm telling him to be quiet because he needs to prove his point in court. That's it. That's all. He doesn't need to prove his point to the internet. Nobody. I get it because his image is being ruined, but at the end of the day, all he needs to prove himself to, the only person he needs to prove himself to is that judge. So we're going to see how this turns out. I really don't know what the outcome is going to be. I just hope everybody can work things out. And yeah, but anyways, this is the final look, y'all. And again, if you like this video, like, share, and comment down below your thoughts on everything. And also subscribe to my channel to get more updates on things like this, makeup looks, movies, and everything like that. See y'all later, besties. Bye.